Yeah, exactly. I created Girls Talk. I've said this a few times, but it's simply just everything that I ever needed when I was in school and growing up. So, in a selfish way, you know, I'm I'm creating something that I always wanted, which was a space and someone to talk to and someone to relate to, um, somewhere that was confidential, somewhere that I wasn't judged, um, or somewhere where I was able to speak about whatever I wanted to speak about. So that's what Girls Talk is. That's what I'm trying to create. And the long-term plan for Girls Talk is, I mean, amongst many things, the end goal is to be in schools, to be set up within schools as a choice for girls to come to, like a, part of the academic curriculum, that they are provided a place where an hour out of their week where they can talk about boys and periods and their parents and their sister, or, all these things that one has to go through when they're growing up. Our platform is for everyone, from a writer to an artist to a poet to someone who does amazing, funny illustrations. It's just giving a voice. Yeah. Well, I think it's useful in many ways. I think, when I shared my story, it broke that idea that we're just like this, that it's this face and these clothes and this being in magazines. There's so much more. Obviously, I'm just a human being. So I think it broke that kind of that wall between being a stone-faced model and also being an emotional human being. And we're lucky enough to be given this wonderful platform, and it is, with the rise of the kind of Instagram model and the it girl, it's given us even more of a platform. We can reach girls all over the world, so why not take on that responsibility? Why not be like, okay, well, I can reach someone with a selfie, I can also reach them with, words and wisdom and confidence and my own insecurities that, someone in the middle of nowhere can also relate to. So I think, maybe that's why I did it. I realised I had a responsibility. That's really what it came down to. I think the fashion industry is just celebrating the personality, and maybe because they're celebrating the personality, we feel as models more confident to let our personalities out. There is space now where we can be many other things. And I also think, there's still a lot of stigma behind being a model. It's like, are you dumb? Did you not finish school? Are you narcissistic? And I know I still panic, even through Fashion Week, I've been panicking about how many Instagram posts I've been putting up and do my friends think I'm narcissistic and self-obsessed? But yes, it's part of the job. But there are so many other, there have been so many other jobs that have come to me since opening my mouth and actually being myself instead of just being someone that everyone else wanted me to be. I mean, we're complicated women. I'm complicated. The industry we put ourselves in is complicated. It's just like living and breathing it. It's not just, you saw it at the Women's March, you saw it, everyone coming together, but how can we take that further? It has to be something that we put into our everyday life. It shouldn't just be one march in Washington or LA or London. And I think that also comes from, it's just hard now with the boom of social media. It's so easy for one to judge their life on someone else's and to compare their life. And when that happens, one is full of resentment and hate and angst and insecurities. So I understand, and I can definitely get into a place like that where I, instead of really looking at myself and what's actually upsetting me, I'll just direct it at someone else. It's all about, what do we say in the meeting? It's like, when you point a finger, 5 fingers are pointing back at you. So I know that I'm just working on myself I'm looking at the similarities and not the differences. I mean, as long as it's not a trend and it's authentic. It's again what I said about responsibility. We've got to realise how much of a big impact a cover or a magazine or a fashion show is on people. It's imagery, it's you're selling something, you're selling a life, you're selling a person, you're selling everything. So how can you make that? You need to make it into something positive. I know, whether it's your casting, it's just all like, it's just looking at the bigger picture now. I think it's like everything has to be taken into consideration. It's not about being politically correct. It's not about like making sure, but it's about pushing boundaries, about not sticking to the norm, what everyone else has done. It's like, that's just boring now. Yeah, completely. The female gaze is, we see women in such a beautiful way. It's even just how, as a model, how I feel in front of a woman, having my picture taken. There's something, it's like what I want to create in Girls Talk. There is this knowing, there's this unity, there's this she doesn't want anything from me and I don't want it. There isn't this almost, like, what's the word? I don't have to put on a show for her. Sometimes there is the pressure of like, the pressures of kind of looking good for the male gaze or being a certain way for men. I mean, I feel it still. But, and walking, wearing, there's just, I don't know, I just feel that there's something really powerful about even like walking Versace, for Donatella Versace. There was just something so amazing about that. She made us, the clothes made us all feel really sexy and really empowered and really cool, and yeah.
Oh my God. Don't worry.